We have all been there. That moment when the alarm screams at 6:00 a.m. and your brain offers you 1,000 perfectly logical reasons to stay under the warm blanket for just 10 more minutes. That moment when you have a project due in 2 weeks and you convince yourself that future you will handle it with superhuman efficiency. That moment when you know exactly what needs to be done to fix your health, your finances, your relationships, your career. Your body remains frozen, trapped in the comfortable quicksand of procrastination. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about the simplest yet most brutally difficult philosophy of success. Get up and get it done. Let me say that again. Get up and get it done. These 6 words are not a motivational poster you hang on a wall and forget. They are not a catchy hashtag to boost your social media presence. They are a battle cry. They are the difference between dreaming of a better life and living one. Between being a person of talent and being a person of results. Between who you are today and who you were born to become. First, let us dismantle the greatest lie ever sold to the human spirit. The lie that inspiration comes first. We sit around waiting for lightning to strike, for a wave of motivation to wash over us, for the perfect alignment of mood, weather, and cosmic energy. And while we wait, life passes us by. Here is the hard truth that the most successful people on this planet understand. Action does not follow motivation. Motivation follows action. Think about that. You do not need to feel like getting up to get up. You do not need to be excited about the gym to put on your shoes. You do not need to be inspired to write the first sentence. The simple mechanical act of standing up, of moving a single muscle toward your goal, creates a chemical shift in your brain. It generates momentum. And momentum is the closest thing we have to magic in this world. I have met countless talented people, brilliant minds, creative geniuses, people who could outthink and outplan anyone in the room. And many of them are broke, unhappy, and unfulfilled. Why? Because they were waiting for the perfect conditions. And then I have met people with average intelligence and average talent who are crushing life. The only difference, when the alarm went off, they swung their feet onto the cold floor. When something scared them, they did it anyway. When a problem appeared, they didn't stare it, they attacked it. Hey, so what does it really mean to get up and get it done? It means 3 fundamental, life-altering shifts in your daily existence. Shift number 1. You must kill the snooze button, literally and metaphorically. The snooze button is not a tool for rest. It is a weapon of self-sabotage. Every time you hit snooze, you are telling your own brain, my comfort is more important than my commitments. You are training yourself to negotiate with your own willpower. And if you negotiate with yourself in the morning, you will negotiate with yourself all day long. I'll do it later. Later. I'll start tomorrow. One more episode. No. Get up, get up. The moment the alarm rings, your only job is to put your feet on the floor. Do not think, do not reason, do not debate. Just one physical movement. That single act of discipline sets a chain reaction. It proves to yourself that you are in charge, not your feelings. And metaphorically, what is your snooze button? It is the excuse you hide behind. I'm too tired, I'm too old, I'm too busy. I'll do it when I have more resources. All of that is just a fancy snooze button. Hit the off switch. Get up. Shift number 2. You must embrace the ugly, messy, imperfect first step. Most people never start because they are terrified of doing it badly. They want to write the perfect book, so they never write a sentence. They want to launch the flawless business, so they never make the first sale. They want the perfect body, so they never start the first rep. Listen to me closely. Done is better than perfect every single time. The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. The first pancake is always ugly. The first draft is always garbage. The first attempt at anything will probably embarrass you. But here is the secret that changes everything. You cannot edit a blank page. You cannot improve a motionless body. You cannot build on a foundation that does not exist. Get up and get it done means you give yourself permission to be a beginner, to be clumsy, to be laughed at, to fall down. Because while others are still planning, you are already learning. While others are still perfecting their pitch, you are already making sales. While others are still waiting for confidence, you are already gaining experience. And experience is the only thing that breeds true confidence. Shift to number 3. You must break the task into a ridiculously small piece. The reason you are not getting it done is not because you are lazy. It is because you are overwhelmed. Your brain sees write a book or get in shape or start a business as a giant, terrifying mountain. And your primitive survival instincts say, stay away from the mountain, stay in the cave, stay safe. So you have to trick your brain. You have to shrink the mountain into a single grain of sand. Do not tell yourself to clean the whole garage. Tell yourself to pick up one tool. Do not tell yourself to run 5 miles. Tell yourself to put on your running shoes. Do not tell yourself to finish the report. Tell yourself to write one sentence. This is not lying to yourself. This is the physics of habit. Once you take that tiny step, the resistance breaks. Once your shoes are on, you will walk out the door. Once you write one sentence, you will write another. The hardest part is always the first 2 seconds of movement. Focus on those 2 seconds. The rest will follow. Now, let me address the biggest objection that is probably screaming inside your head right now. You are thinking, but you don't understand my situation. I am exhausted. I am depressed. I am burned out. I have tried before and failed. I don't have the energy. I don't have the support. I hear you. And I am not here to dismiss your pain. Life is hard. Some of you are fighting battles I cannot imagine. But here's the radical, uncomfortable truth that saved my own life when I was at rock bottom. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to make you get up. No one is coming to do the work for you, not your parents, not your partner, not your boss, not your coach, not the government, not luck, not fate. It is just you and the floor and the alarm and the choice, and that is terrifying. But it is also the most liberating truth in the universe. Because if no one is coming to save you, that means you are not a victim. That means you have the power. That means the only person standing between where you are and where you want to be is the person you see in the mirror. I want to share a story. There was a man who wanted to be a writer more than anything. He dreamed of novels, of essays, of words that would change lives. But every morning he sat at his desk and stared at a blank screen. Day after day, the cursor blinked and he produced nothing. He was paralyzed by fear of being mediocre. One day, a friend looked at him and said, "Do you know the difference between you and a real writer?" The man shook his head. A real writer produces garbage every single day. They write awful sentences. They delete them. They write more. And then, after months of garbage, a few good sentences appear. You, on the other hand, are protecting your ego by producing nothing. You would rather be a genius in waiting than a fool in motion. That man was me, and that conversation changed everything. I stopped waiting for the perfect sentence. So I started writing garbage, and slowly the garbage turned into compost. And from that compost, something real began to grow. You have your own blank screen. It might be a scale that shows a number you hate. It might be an empty business account. It might be a conversation you have been avoiding for years. The screen will not feel itself. The weight will not lose itself. The conversation will not have itself. Only you. Get up. Get it done. So how do you start? Right now. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Not January 1st. The mythical someday is a disease that has killed more dreams than failure ever has. You start with the next 5 minutes. Do one thing you have been avoiding. Send that email. Make that phone call. Write that first paragraph. Do 10 squats. Throw away 1 bag of trash. Apologize to that person. Open that bill. Take that first step. And when you do it, do not expect a parade. Do not expect fireworks. Expect discomfort. Expect awkwardness. Expect the voice in your head that says, "This is stupid. Go back to sleep." Do it anyway. Because on the other side of that discomfort is something extraordinary. Self-respect. Getting up and getting it done is not about achieving some massive external goal. It is about becoming the kind of person who keeps their promises to themselves. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust with the most important person in your life, you. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. You start big things. You finish them. You fail, and you get back up. You learn, you grow, you conquer. Let me leave you with this final image. Imagine your life 1 year from today. You can either be exactly where you are now, having spent 365 days making excuses, pressing snooze, waiting for the perfect moment. Or you can be transformed, healthier, wealthier, wiser, stronger, simply because you chose to get up when you wanted to lie down, and you got it done when you wanted to quit. The gap between those two futures is not talent. It is not luck. It is not luck. It is not intelligence. It is the simple, brutal, beautiful act of getting up and getting it done. So hear me now. Whatever you have been running from, whatever you have been postponing, whatever you have been telling yourself you will do one day, that day is today. That moment is now. The alarm is ringing. Get up. Get it done. Thank you.